This video is very useful for the student of class 12th. By this video, you will learn, you will understand the concept of function in Python. Why function? What is the advantages of function? So first we will understand why function is needed, what is the advantages of function. The function has many advantages. Number one is reusability of code. Reusability of code means after making the function, we can use many type that function, and for that purpose we need not to again and again write the same code. Another advantage of function is manageability. By making the function, somehow we decrease the size of program. We make the small program, and small programs are very easy to manage. Another advantage of function is easy debugging. Easy debugging means to find the error is very easy because we have to find error in very small parts. And in this way, our program is become efficient. That is why efficiency of the program is increased. Now we will see what is function. We will define the function. A function is a named independent section of Python code. It means collection of Python code that perform a specific task and optionally return a value to the calling program or receives value from the calling program. So basically there are two categories of function, means we can divide the function in two categories. Number one is predefined functions, second one is user defined function. Predefined functions is also called built-in function. This is available in Python language like input function, len function, random function. So later we will give the example of this function. And second type is user defined function. Function that programmers create for specialized tasks such as calculating area or circumference. It is the code of these functions are made by the user. That is why it is called user defined function. We will learn how to create, how to write the user defined function. Before that, we will discuss some predefined functions. The number one function I want to discuss with you, that is input function, because this function you have already learned in class 11th. This function enables us to accept an input string from the user. Here I have given you one example. See, name is equal to input, enter your name. So what it means? If whatever the value inserted by the user in the form of string, that will be stored in this name variable. Another example I have written here, price is equal to int input enter price. So whatever the value is written inserted by the user will be stored in price variable. But one more function I have used here, int. What is the use of int here? The int function will convert the value from string to integer type values. Now another function is random function. Children, this is very important for you because a 3-mark question will be asked in the examination from this topic. So please be careful. This function generate a random integer number between its lower limit and its upper limit. So what it means here, lower limit and upper limit? So by default the lower limit is 0. Okay, you will understand with the help of this example. See here, first line of this code, import random. So to use the function randrange, we have to import the module called random, because in the random module this function randrange is defined. In the second line of this code I have written here, random dot rand range within the bracket 1 comma 25. So 1 comma 25 means lower limit is 1 and upper limit is 25. So what will be the number generated by rand range function? I have already told you, we have already discussed in the definition of rand range function, the value will be generated by rand range function between lower limit and upper limit. Here lower limit is 1 and upper limit is 25. The value from 2 to 24 will be generated. Any value from 2 to 24. Another example I have written here, random dot rand range 20. Here lower limit is not written but upper limit is written. So by default the lower limit will be 0 as I have already discussed. From 0 to 20 means from 1 to 19 any number can be given by this rand range function. I think it is clear to you. Shall I move to the next slide? Yes, okay. Let exercise of brain. One example I am giving. With the help of that you have to answer. We will give how that function is working. Import random means first we are importing random module, and the second statement sub is equal to in square bracket CS physics, chemistry and maths. Next line Rn is equal to random dot rand range 3. So and then we have to print sub Rn. So before printing the value of sub Rn, first we have to find what value will be stored by Rn variable. So here along with rand range it is written 3. It means lower limit is 0 and upper limit is 3. So what is the value of Rn? It may be either 1 or 2. It cannot have 0 value and 3 value. So what will be the value of Rn? The value of Rn will be 1 and 2. Here print sub Rn. So what is the value of Rn? Either 1 or 2. If it is 1, then the answer will be physics. If Rn is equal to 2, the answer will be chemistry. It is clear to you? See the answer. It can be either physics or chemistry. Now the next function is rand-in function. Sometimes the question is asked from rand range and sometimes the question is asked from rand-in. So both the functions are very similar. There is a slight difference between rand-in and rand range function. Then what is the difference? Because rand range function also generates a random integer number from its lower limit to upper limit. See, this is the difference here. It is written here from its lower limit to upper limit, means lower and upper limit is included in the case of rand-in function, but it was excluded in the case of rand range function. See the example. With the help of this example your every doubt will be clear. First line I have written here in this example, import random. In the second line, R is equal to random dot rand-in 1 comma 3. So here what is the value of R? It may be 1, 2 and 3. All three value can be generated by this rand-in function. Print R. So what may be the answer? Either 1 or 2 or 3. Next function is random function. This function generate a random number from its 0 to 1. Float value will be generated. So what value will be between 0 and 1? Definitely 0.1 or 0.2 or 0.3 or 0.5 or any value. Okay. And one more very important thing with random function, it takes no parameter. With the help of this example your doubts will be definitely clear. Import random. R is equal to random dot random function. Print R. So what will be the output from 0 to 1? Maybe 0.5, maybe 0.4, maybe 0.3, any value can be answer. I think all the built-in function, it's clear to you. Okay. Now I am coming to the user-defined function. First we will see the basic terminology of function. The number one is name of function. A function can have any legal identifier name, like someone, Kelsey, Manoj, Rajesh, any name you can give it to the function. Second thing is argument. What is argument? The argument of a function represent the value received by the function or the input given to the function. Means if whatever the value received by the function from the user, that is called argument. Sometimes it is called parameter also. Parameter and argument both are same. Return value. The function may or may not return a value. Is it clear? Sometimes function return the value and sometimes does not return the value. This is the syntax of a function. See here. First what we have to write? We have to write here first def, then name of function, then parameter, then colon, and after that indentation is very important while we writing the function. So from this space we have to write the statement of the function. Here we will write the statements and then return value. This is also optional. Parameter is also optional. Means sometimes it's according to the need, functions is used parameter and sometimes not used parameter. Like that return value also. It is also optional statement. Sometimes function return the value and sometimes function not return the value. See the example. See def, okay, it is a reserved word. Then here I have written production, means it is a name of function. Any valid name you can give. Then num1, num2, these are the parameters. Prod is equal to num1 into num2, means it is the statement. This is called function body. And then return prod, whatever function will return the value of prod, whatever the value comes. I hope it is clear to you. See another example. Def, reserved word, xii computer. This is the name of the function. Within the bracket there is no parameter. As I have already told you, if function have parameters and function not have parameter. Then statement print, we are learning Python. This is the statement of the function, and this function does not have return statement because it is optional. I have already told you. Another example, here functions are returning value, but function does not have return statement, but receiving value, means parameters it is having. Def, addition, name of function, num1, num2, these are the parameter. Sum is equal to num1 plus num2, this is the statement, and print, the sum of two number is sum. So with the help of this example we understand that a function is receiving parameter but not returning any value to the caller. Now our next topic is how to call a function, means, and how to invoke a function. Invoke and call both are same. So by simply writing the name of function we can call the function. See here in this example, 12th computer, just I have written p is equal to prod is the name of function. Addition, s is equal to sum is function name. Just we are writing the name of function followed by parentheses. It is important that how we can recognize the function. Function is always followed by parentheses. See, demonstration of a program using function. This is one program which I have made that will clear your all the doubts. See, def area rect, it is the name of function. Any name we can give. Length, breadth, these are the parameters which this function will receive from the caller. The statement area is equal to length into breadth and return area. See here, I am calling here now. This is the main part of the program. AR is equal to area rect 30, 20. Then print, the area of rectangle is AR. So first this statement will execute. AR is equal to area rect 30. Area rect 30 is what? This is area rect. 30 value will given to the length, 20 will be the value of breadth. Now area is equal to length into breadth, means 600. Return area, the return value is 600. Here AR is equal to 600. The area of rectangle is 600. So what will be the output? The area of rectangle is 600. Another example using function. See here, def product num1 comma num2, prod is equal to num1 into num2, return prod. Okay? Num1 is equal to int input, enter the first number. Our user will insert the number here. User will insert the second number here into num2. Here the calling statement product we are calling, and here we are passing the value of whatever the value inserted by user. Num1 suppose 20, num2 is 30. So num1 20, num2 30, prod is equal to 600, return 600. Now what is the value of P? P is equal to 600, and the print statement will follow. The product of two numbers is P means 600. I think it is clear. Now I am coming to the next slide. Def interest. This function is not receiving any parameter. P is equal. Whenever we call the function, it will ask the user to enter. Itself function is taking input from the user. P is equal to int input, enter the principal. R is equal to int input, enter the rate of interest. T is equal to int input, enter the time period. All these three values are inserted by the user to the respective variables P, R and T. Now I have written here formula. SI is equal to P into R into T divided by 100. The value of SI will be calculated. Suppose a user has inserted 1000 as P, R is equal to 5, T is equal to 5. So what will be the value? 10, 250, 25 done. So print SI. The simple interest is interest. So when this function is called, it will print. With the help of this example, we have seen that this function is not receiving any parameter, and this function is not returning any value. Now we will see how to define a function or write a function. Example 1. Write a program to add two numbers using function. The function will not take any parameter. Is it clear? And will not return anything. So first we will write this statement, def sum1. Then we will write num1 is equal to, enter the first number, num2 is equal to input, enter the second number for inserting the number. Then we will write the formula sum is equal to num1 plus num2. Then print the sum of number is sum. And then this is statement. Here we are calling this function sum1, then it will execute, and like that the value will be printed. Now see the another example. Write a program to add two numbers using function. The function will take parameter and will not return any value. So this is the difference. What is the difference between the previous example and this one? This function is receiving parameter and the previous function was not receiving any parameter. See how to write the code. First we will write def sum2 num1 comma num2. In the previous example, we did not write any parameter in the function, but here we have written two parameters that will be given by our caller. Sum is equal to num1 plus num2. Print the sum of the number is sum. Now here your main program is start. Num1 is equal to, in the main program, the value of num1 is inserted by the user. The value of num2 is also inserted by the user. And then we have called here this function our sum2. Okay. First this statement will execute, then this one, and then this one. And after that the cursor will go to function. And here our function will work. Then print the value of sum. It's depend on what value is inserted by. Suppose user has inserted num1 10, num2 20. So what will be the answer? Sum is equal to num1 10 plus 20 30. The sum of the number is 30. One more example which will take parameter and will return also sum. In our previous example, our function was receiving the parameter but was not returning any value. But here in this example, not only our function will take parameter but also will return some value. So what will be the coding for this? Def sum3 num1 comma num2. This is the statement for calculating. Our function will returning sum here. See here, return sum. Our function will return some value. Now our program start. First line is this is demo program. Num1 is equal to int input, enter the first number. Num2 is equal to int input, enter second number. S is equal to sum3 num1 comma num2. Here at the time of calling this function we are sending two parameters, the value of num1 and num2. Suppose user has inserted value 10 in num1 and 20 in num2, so 10 and 20 will be passed to the function sum3. The sum is equal to 10 plus 20, 30. It will return the value sum, and the whatever the value returned by this function will be stored in S variable, and then we will print this value. Thank you very much.